Hello guys, this is the Baymax Man here. This is a customer's Sony SL-5000 and it's been quite a long time since I worked on a 710 chassis, so this will be a very fun and exciting experience, I think. So now the customer asked if I had some parts for this machine, and I told him that yes, I do. I do have a parts deck. It was a deck that I got off eBay a long time ago, and I was going to someday possibly restore it. That one did have quite a bit of problems, so I just put it in the parts bin. But I think it's going to be much better to use that parts deck I have as parts to get this one up and going. Yeah, this is a nice machine. It's got a nice bright display. The paint job on it is still in nice condition. There's not very much scratches on it. There's a couple scratches, but overall, cosmetically, it looks pretty good. So we're going to power it on so we can see that there is power. I will get one of my little test tapes. Here's a tape here we can use. So you just gotta clean it off a little bit because it's a little dusty. There we go. Okay, so the door, that's what I was wondering. Except the door doesn't seem to be opening. Now I've got a, yeah, that is weird. That's just completely jammed. Well, we're not going to be able to put a tape in it. I think that might have happened in transit, because he didn't mention anything about the cassette housing not working. So that might have been in transit. That might have happened because it got jostled around. It was in a fairly large box, and there was some gap in between the padding and the box, so I think it might have did kind of booger up this door here, so we'll fix that. I'm going to take the top off and just to see if I might be able to at least get a cassette in here, but I do know that we're going to have mechanical problems, and this definitely going to have a problem that they all suffer with nowadays, and that is that the servo circuitry, the caps, fail on those, and so they will need to be changed. But before we fix the electronics problems, we need to be able to fix the mechanical issue. So we'll get the mechanical part of it working, and then we'll tackle the electronics. And once that gets taken care of, then this machine should perform very well. Now, the 710 chassis has a reputation for having the very best picture quality, and I would say that yes, because these do have a great picture quality. I would go as far as to say that the picture quality on this machine is almost as good as a Super Beta machine. Not quite, but pretty dang close. So let's get this thing taken apart so that we can start doing the repairs. And this might be a 2 or 3 part video, because this might be a long video. Because I think this has got, well, 2 issues I could see right off the bat. And the one is the cassette housing, and of course number 2 is I'm speculating that it's going to have the servo problem. Now, it may not. I don't really know. I'm thinking it will, because every time I encounter one of these decks, yeah, that seems to be the problem. Oh, one thing I was going to notice here. Second problem I've encountered was the buttons are missing. So we're going to need to do a repair on that. Like I said, I got a parts deck. So now I took the top off, and I was able to lift the top of the door there. So we should be able to get a cassette in there now and see what's going on. Okay. That's definitely due to a bad belt. Now, he said the counter wasn't working, and I was telling him about, well, it could be that the control track isn't reading the information on the tape. But then I got to thinking, and he told me what model this was, and I was like, oh, a 5000 series. That's actually got a belt for the counter. Okay, so is this tape moving, or is it just sitting there? That's what I don't know. So tape's not moving at all. Yeah, this is gonna be a longer video than I originally planned, because I've got, it's turning around here because I want to see alright, why isn't that moving? Okay, well, that belt, this idler here is what moves the, let me put the camera up so you can see it. This tire, this idler tire here, has to press up against the supply reel and the take-up reel in order to do its functions. And it swings back and forth on a pendulum setup. And so, yeah, see here, it goes back and forth, you see? See that? So, yeah. Doesn't look like our brake is in that good a shape either. So, yeah, but the tire doesn't feel bad. The tire is still, well, no, that tire's not in very good shape. So, we'll have to change that tire, I think, in order to get the playback function to work. Alright. Yeah, mechanical issue for sure. So, alright, it is attempting to forward in picture search. What about rewind? Just barely. I just want to see if we can free it up a little bit. I think the capstan's working okay. Probably just the reel is... Okay, so one of my observations is that this tire is shot. Let's see if we can get that tire replaced. I might be able to replace that tire here before we, because it does appear to have some hardness to it. And if I can, well, I can get the cassette housing out of the way, and I can get to the mechanical workings a lot better. Oh, here's the dust shield. Oh, you know what? I do want to find... Does it rewind or fast forward? I'm just curious, because it'll do it in picture search. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's a problem with the idler. So I thought maybe it was the tire that I thought it was the idler, but I think it's the capstan. So let me take the top shielding plate off, because this does have a belt driven capstan, and if the capstan is slipping, if the belt's slipping, the capstan's not going to work. So okay guys, I've got a cassette here with no tape inside. Alright. Now, no tape, so with no tape, I don't think it's gonna... Yeah, it's got a freaking sensor. It's got a sensor. I was trying to determine as to if the capstan is turning or not. Which I don't think it is. Where is the... right here. Yeah, I don't think I've got... So as long as I keep my finger down there and push the tape tensioner over just a little bit, then it'll continue to play because it thinks there's a tape in it. Because the tape tensioner, if this tensioner isn't moving or isn't got some kind of resistance on it, it'll stop playing. So let's see if we can, is that that capstan's just barely turning. So that's why our capstan's not turning at all. So we need to put a new capstan belt on there. So I've got the front faceplate off, and I actually got the door to work again. It was just stuck. Now, I just now took this front panel off. Let me show you what it looks like. So, the plastic is very brittle and is broken into several pieces. And here's the two pieces that fell off. Fell out when I was... and these are the buttons, you see. See, these are the buttons that are missing. You see. So the mounting tab is gone on that one. I probably used my soldering iron to heat up that one. And I think there's another button somewhere on the floor there, so I'll have to find the other one. But I think if I see, the tab is broke on this though, so I think what I'm gonna do is replace the faceplate, the front faceplate on this, because this is all glued in, and the pieces that are broken are the plastic piece that actually mounts to the mounting tab is broke. So that's what that is. Now I've took the screws out of the circuit board so we can lift it up. So let's just lift this up here. Okay. Where's the belt? Oh, here it is. Look. It's come off. Or has it turned into a goo type substance? Oh man. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man. Yeah, we need a new one of those, don't we? Capstan was not even turning. So there's a screw there and a screw down here. We're going to pull this off and we're going to find a new belt, because I think I've got some new belts that'll work on this. And once we get the capstan belt on there, then that'll allow it to play tape. So my suspicions were correct. Now, at first, I suspected that possibly that the idler tire was worn out, and that's why it wasn't playing. Well, we found out that the tire was not in bad shape. I mean, it should be replaced, which we will do, but it's still working. It still functions. So that told me that maybe I needed to investigate the capstan and see if the capstan was turning, and then I determined that by putting a blank tape in, a tape with no tape in it, and I couldn't see the pinch roller moving at all, and that told me that our capstan's not turning. Yeah, I've got some belts here. This is a package that I've opened up. I have several of these, but let's just see if perhaps we've got a belt here that's going to work for our machine here. So I've got a different variety of belts, but I think that's going to be the one that will work. So let's put that on and see what happens. Yeah, so that belt is going to work just fine. It just happens to be the correct size that I needed. So let's now here's another size belt that I might need to change, because that one seems a little bit on the loose side. It's kind of slipping as well. It seems like it's kind of slipping, but let's just see what yeah, okay, well, maybe not. I don't know. I'll probably have to replace those two as well, but for right now though, I think that'll do. Okay. Yeah, I can hear the inconsistencies of the, but we now have playback. Alright, well at least we got the mechanical part of it working somewhat. And what I mean by that is we're not loading without giving it a little help. But you can see the tape is moving. This is what we're getting on playback. So it's blanking the signal because the problem is that with the digital TVs, they don't like analog signals, and especially if the analog signal is breaking up and it just blanks the screen. But I've got it going through my modern SL-5000, which is going through the 1000 going to the TV. So if I plug it in directly to the 1000, it'll probably won't have blue. Yeah, but anyway, the servo, there's inconsistencies in the servo. I cleaned the heads because the heads were filthy. So we're going to improve on this. But in picture search, we get a good stable image. So the caps that I'm going to do. First I'm going to change out all of the light blue Sanyo caps. The light blue ones are the ones that fail. There's a lot of dust and stuff on this on the bottom of the board here. Looks like somebody might have spilt something on the board. Okay, so I've changed all the light blue caps. The only light blue caps, there's 3 of them that I didn't change. And why? Because they tested fine. They are still working, so we don't need to change them. And two of them I don't have, but they just happen to be good. So I might go ahead and order those two. They're 16 volt, but they are 68 microfarads. I've never seen 68 microfarad caps before. So the two, okay, so this is a 16 volt at 1 microfarad, and that one tested fine. And these two 68 microfarad, and those are also 16 volt, and they tested okay. So I have changed out quite a few of them here, you can see. And I'll show you the light blue ones in a minute here. We'll show you when I'm done, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the leads off and get this board popped back into place. And well, actually I'm gonna leave the board loose because I've got to do the adjustments, and it's gonna need adjustments on the capstan and drum. And we're gonna do the free play potentiometer. I think one of the, so here's the drum free play speed on the drum. That's one of the adjustments that we're wanting to adjust. And that one that's the potentiometer right there. And this other one here for the capstan is another one that I'm going to, or no, that's its phase. Hold on, that's not the right one. Let's see, where's the capstan free play? It's probably one of these. Right here, capstan free play. Now they've got, now I'm gonna have to adjust it for all three speeds, because there's adjustments for, there should be an adjustment here for beta 2 and 3, and then there should be an adjustment for the beta 1. So we'll just have to make some adjustments, and we'll go from there. But I think I'm gonna eat my dinner here pretty soon, so I'm gonna eat something, and then I will be back to work on this, and we'll do some adjustments so that we can get this thing to play with tapes. Once we get it playing back tapes, and the next thing that we're going to accomplish is we're going to replace the belts, and we need to replace the tires. I don't know if I have the size tire that I need. I may have. I have an assortment of idler tires for different VCRs, and you've seen that big container that I have of different size idlers. But yeah, we need to put all new idlers in here. We need to put all new belts. There's going to be some lubrication that we're going to do. Okay, so now we just need to make adjustments. Because if we picture search, so it's got color now, and now we just need to make the adjustments. So we're going to do an adjustment on the drum. Okay, well we got it close as far as that goes. So next thing we need to do is adjust the capstan. So I gotta determine as to where the capstan free play is. Here are the three adjustments. One of them is for beta 1, one is for beta 2, and the third one for beta 3. So I have to determine as to, as you can see, we got a steady picture as far as for the drum. But we got to find out where the number beta 2. So beta 2 is the center. So we'll do some adjustments on the center. I am going to make a little mark here to indicate the home position, so that if need be I can go back to the factory setting the way it was. Well, may not be able to do that, but just going to make a little mark here. So we'll go ahead and adjust, because we are getting somewhat of a stable image, but so we're gonna have to do this with all three speeds. Well, I'm going to need to hook up the audio, because I've got to have audio. Yeah, we're still quite a ways away from having a successful attempt. Let's try the drum again. Let's see, where's the drum? There it is. I'm not really making any progress here, so something going on here. Yeah, I still hear some inconsistencies in the speed, and it may be that we need to just go ahead and order some more those two caps that I need, because I'm not sure that I'm actually going to get anywhere, because you don't need to mess with any other adjustment, just those two. There's an adjustment for the tracking, there's an adjustment for the bias. So this is determined as to what potentiometer may need to be changed. There's a playback generator here. Our drum is still not at the right speed though. There's probably still some caps that are bad on this thing. But, yeah, we do have some color, but if I adjust this back a little bit here, you just want to make small adjustments, not large adjustments, but this is what it was from the factory. Yeah, I'm thinking there's capacitors that are still bad on this. Those light blue ones, they tested okay, but it very well could be that they're not. Sometimes testing them with a multimeter is not going to be as accurate as testing them with ESR. But let's just see what I can do as far as, because I'm getting, so we go, yeah, see, we got good picture there. When I first replaced the caps, I could hear the change in the speed when I was making the adjustment for the drum. And now I'm not hearing that when I turn. So I'm just wondering, has those two light blue ones popped their seal? if the seal is broke. See, there's a lot of, I don't know if that's wet or it's just the dust didn't get in that area. To see if I can make some, you know, maybe we need to do some soldering and reflow some of the soldering. Interesting. Went into pause. I do have, so if we put it back to the factory, we're not getting anything. So if we slowly yeah. Now there's a speed change for 2 and 3. The switch here, if it's been recorded in B2, you have to switch it to beta 2. If it's been recorded in beta 3, you have to manually switch it to beta 3. This was before they had the automatic adjustment, so that was something I was forgetting. So let's just see now if we can get our no, I still. Yeah, there's caps that are still bad. So I just wonder if there's some of these that have went bad too. Because there are some that Oh, hey, look, there's some ulna caps. If the ulna caps are bad on it, that could be. So we still have more caps that are not working, so I think, because like I said before, when I first done the adjustments, after we just replaced the light blue ones, I could hear the speed change. Well, now I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it change at all. All I'm seeing and hearing is that this is not working correctly. It's not. The speed is just kind of the same no matter what I do. Right there's back to the factory set. So, let's see what we can do, because there's more caps that are bad on this. So let's get it back apart. I'm gonna see what's going on. Let's go ahead and eject, because if we forward it, it's fine. We don't have reverse. Oh, now we do. Now we have reverse now. So that's good. We got reverse.